We're going to try to do all signs. I'm going to try to keep it to 5 minutes. I'm going to pause the video. Hold on, wait, I got to get my ink pen ready. Ooh, so I can do the timing or whatever. Do I want a timestamp? I got my book. I got my book. Okay. We ain't gonna pull that many. I think I'm gonna do about 3. That's all we're gonna do. Thoughts, feelings, actions. Or whatever the case may be. 3, 4, 5. We might do 5 because 5 is changes or whatever the case may be. So we might do 5. That's what I said. We're gonna do each and every sign. For advice, we got Scorpio on the bottom. I say, well, you up there first. You Scorpio, you right, but it's right here though. It won't leave. Leo. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Alright, okay. Taurus. So I need to write them down though. I need to write them down in the order that they're coming out though. Here's Scorpio. Leo. Taurus. Oh, okay. That's Aquarius. What it fell out. My bad. And then we'll just go Howard. Careful. Alright, okay. Ooh. Temperance. Alright, let's go. Okay. Oh, Scorpio, let's see advice please for the month because I told you I ain't doing no what you call. I'm not doing no mid monthlies or whatever the case may be. Overall mood, we got 8 of swords. For some of y'all know it could be feeling stuck like you in some sort of situation. We'll figure out like how can you get the fuck out of God damn 2 minutes that fell out though, but we'll take them all though. Ooh, we got the Hermit and the 6 of Cups. For some of y'all, this could be addictions or whatever the case may be, that be a play or drinking or whatever. You got 8 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. Now it's a 4 of Swords energy at play. And then we got Page of Swords versus the Sun. And we got Queen of Wands versus the 4 of Cups. Ooh. And the Star is the overall mood. How many cards it is? 3, 3, 3, 10. Ooh. Okay. Well, I said first card out, you had the 6 of Swords with the 8 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. For some of y'all, this month it's like guess it's checking conversations that necessarily go backwards or whatever the case may be. Because the 10 of Swords is kind of like somebody's not accepting something that's necessarily over. When you put yourself in the 6 of Swords energy, that's where like you necessarily going backwards, or it's like thinking or conversations like returning back to those same environments. But as soon as you get there, you're in the 8 of Wands energy and you're fastly moving. So for some of y'all, this could be repetitiveness because you are water signs, and water signs tend to do that. You also have the Hermit mode here with the Page of Swords with the Sun, though. So for some of y'all, this energy could be going into isolation or hermit. Like for some of y'all probably need to get out in the sun, but I know the shadowy part will tell you not to. But for some of y'all, this is like making sure that you're spending your time around healthy people, because the Page of Swords with the Sun, it's like the energy of speaking about it, though. So so for some of y'all, this is like being more open or whatever the case may be, sharing your wisdom or time. But for some of y'all, this is like needing to communicate. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to go into this type mode to necessarily work on me, because you got the Sun reverse, and the Sun necessarily speaks of like unhappiness. It's like inner child, like that's not happy, dealing with adult type problems. So it's like, okay, well, let me just take time to see can I process. So for some of y'all, it's communicating that. I told you in your feelings aspect, you got the 3 of Cups. That's why I said, please don't return to drinking or whatever substances. And you got 4 of Cups and the Queen of Wands, though. Don't start partying with the same people who want to taunt you. So I would say that, though, because that energy is there. Because Queen of Wands, I tell you, that's a very domineering person or whatever the case may be. You also have the Star. So for some of you, I tell you, this could be dealing with a state of Star necessarily is a card that talks about where you don't know your worth, ideally, though. So if you feel like you necessarily don't know who you are or knowing how to shine, ideally, though, it's being in a page position of being able to learn and gather the information to understand, whether it's changing a conversation, putting yourself in a better predicament, isolating yourself from not isolating yourself like, oh, I went back, I seen how this was, I got hurt. For some of y'all, it's communicating, okay, well, I need time out because I'm in a sun type energy where the sun is down. I'm in a moon type state where things just seem very evasive, or it's not necessarily truth, or I'm not being honest with my emotions, or whatever the case may be. So like I say, for the month, just watch yourself to where you won't feel like you going back to that Queen of Wands energy, or partying or hanging with the Queen of Wands energy, or whatever the case may be. And remember, I'm not talking about the sign, ideally, though. I'm talking about personality type traits. Alright. So on that note, Scorp, that is you, or whatever the case may be. So you at 545. Alright. That's sweet. Let's go to the next one. Alright. Who we got up next? Who was that? What was that? Leo. Leo. God damn. Leo. 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 Shit. Alright, Leo. Alright. Oh, shit. Are you dealing with a Scorpio? Are you dealing with a Scorpio? Jesus. My bad. Ooh. Probably not, though, but you're probably dealing with changes, though. Don't know. You got Temperance and the Queen, King of Wands reversed, and you also had a Knight of Pentacles, though. Oh, patience will be a virtue, my child. I would say that, though. Patience will necessarily be a virtue. Let me tell you that. All right. Because we got Ace of Pentacles and the Emperor. We also have the Magician with the Four of Wands reversed. We also got Two of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. And then overall mood, we got Nine of Wands. Woo! All right. Not the ones giving you hear me say being open necessarily, or dealing with your own, knowing how to deal with your vulnerabilities, though. Because for the month you got Temperance in reverse, so that means like it may be some things that necessarily try you or test your patience. The Ace of Pentacles, this could be, you hear me say, gifting your power to somebody else, because the Emperor reverse could be a very controlling, forceful, I need things to go this way. So for some of y'all in this moment, this could be dealing with the idea of challenging yourself, of how you deal with people who are in authoritative positions, or how do you deal with authority or people who ideally test your patience. Because you also have the King of Wands, that's a burning out energy. You also have the Magician with the Four of Wands. So for some of y'all, though, this could be some energies necessarily at play, because a Magician is where you necessarily is trying to make a wish or make something happen and get it off the ground, but it's kind of like it still needs minor improvement or changes with the Four of Wands. So it's like, I need to do this, I need to do this. Not saying that you don't have all the elements, but it's patience. Patience. And I know fire signs ideally don't like to hear that. You got Knight of Pentacles, because it's making something ideally beautiful. I would say that, though, because the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow, it's not the page where it's an apprentice. It knows necessarily what to do. Because you also have Two of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles reverse. So that's the state of, okay, I'm taking my time to work on something that brings me a necessary gratitude, because Seven of Pentacles is like, I can't see it. So what is going on? But if you're so focused on this, you will never notice that, hey, my plants just sprouted. It ain't give me everything that I need, but it's there. So that's why I said it's like coming, but it's not coming at your pace. So that's why I said for the month of October till, what's that called? The month of October till, shit. Y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. um, Patience. It's patience, child. So that's y'all. We're going to do 9:35. All right. Let's go. All right, Taurus. Let's see what y'all got going on for the month. Let's see Let's see. Let's see. Oh. I'm not doing it because of the cards. Alright, Taurus, let's see what y'all got going on. Ooh, Four Swords energy as well. Instead of disgrace. You also got Knight of Wands and the Judgment, though. Wheel of Fortune, I like that, though. Wheel of Fortune, I like that, 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 I like that. Alright, let's go. Ooh, you got Chariot, my bad. You got Chariot in the Ten of Pentacles. You got Seven of Swords with the Scorpionic energy, though. I know Mercury's is a Scorpio. Y'all would get the whole 13. I would say that, though. Page of Cups, Six of Pentacles. And then you got the Nine of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. Wham, wham, wham. 12. Number 12 is the Hangman energy. So for some of y'all, this is like knowing what to cut out or bring in your life. Because you got the Judgment card. For some of y'all, this could be dealing with or awaiting some sense of judgment, or it's like finishing some sort of cycle. For some of y'all, that's kind of like that positioning. I would say that, though, because you have Chariot and the Ten of Pentacles, and you also have the Nine of Swords. For some of y'all, this could be judgment or misjudgment about family, or the idea of it, because the Chariot energy is also a family type card. So it's kind of like a forcefulness, but it's also the lack of willpower because things are going slow. So you got a Nine of Swords energy at play. So it's kind of like a stress, a worry, anxiety type reading, or needing to sleep or rest, or whatever the case may be. So that's why I said for the month of, it's kind of like some of y'all trying to hurry up and complete something. But at the same time, I kind of feel like you're shortchanging yourself on something, though. The Queen of Pentacles, if it's something that ends up being a little too taxing or not necessarily there, because I tell you the Queen of Pentacles is an energy of that's very focused on money. But if it comes to parental or parents or those type of things, it's not necessarily there to build or to assist. So that's why I said for the month of, for some of y'all, it's just saying with Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles reverse, and the Three of Cups. It's like also just understanding, like, hey, if I can't make time for it, I really can't make time for it. If it's really just this is an issue, let me work on this issue. Let me make sure that I'm taking care of myself the way that I need to, and that ability, though. So it's like not rushing, ideally, though, because when you rushing through certain things, you put yourself in the Queen of Pentacles energy. So the Queen of Pentacles is an energy of saying, like, oh, okay, well, let me do it. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, but it necessarily, I'm not gonna say it can't, because ideally, though, it didn't make time for it. So that's why I said it's like learning what necessarily gives you value. Okay, so that's why I said it seems like for the month, it was like the misjudging of you or family or support. Ideally, though, for some of y'all, I would say that, though, it's like the understanding. I would say that, though, it's an understanding or clarity, because you got the Knight of Pentacles, though, so it could be some long, drawn out family drama, or the idea, though, because I told you it's a lot of communication, because the Queen of Pentacles is in play, and it's like Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands is nobody friend when it comes to a support or understanding. Seven of Swords, I'll tell you, that's somebody who takes things out of context, but it also sabotages, or whatever the case may be. So it's kind of like watching what you say before you say it, and thinking before you speak, and ideally just necessarily working on you and seeing how can you assist you before you assist others, and make sure that your plate ain't full and necessarily running over with so much. So you won't have time to feel like, damn, I should have did this. I ain't do this. So you won't be in that position. Alright. Okay. So let's go. Aquarius. Let's see what y'all got going on for the month. Shit. Yeah. I drew a card. Alright. Let's see what y'all got going on. For the month, what advice? I'm trying to say I can keep everybody in here. just go, and at the end I pull some moonology to see if it hints on anybody or whatever. Just a clarifying of overall mood. We got Six of Swords. I like that though. I like the Six of Swords energy though. You got Five of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Yikes. I don't like the Five of Pentacles with Three of Cups because I saw you Five of Pentacles could be a very hardship type personality. Two of Swords is like a play of where people who ideally, because you got Two of Wands versus the Tower. You have Seven of Swords with the Ten of Cups and the Eight of Cups. I mean, the Ace of Cups. Y'all will be weird. Just give me, not weird, but y'all was 6, 7. Y'all gave me 8 cards. What's the number 8? I don't know. Y'all figure it out. But number 8 is new beginnings though. It's like a new start or something because like after the number 7, it's like revisiting and regrouping and gathering your things that you need to get to be able to move forward. But I told you I didn't like the Five of Pentacles paired with the Three of Cups though. So for some of y'all though, it's how you're going about healing or feeling ostracized from something or moving on from something ideally though, because you have the Two of Swords. For some of y'all, it's like if you're not healing, you're stuck in a state of stagnant. So it's like ideally, I know what I need to do, but I don't know what I need to do. So it's kind of like you could be in a place where you would accept from the same things that put you in a Five of Pentacles energy because you got Two of Wands and the Tower though. So that's kind of like I want to say something, but I really want to say nothing. So I would just go ahead, scoot and poot and move from a state of fear. So it's avoiding a rupture. For some of y'all, this is truth. Because Five of Pentacles, I'll tell you, it could be a spiritual crucifixion to where, like, you're in that space of where you need to talk to someone of a spiritual status and saying that I need to, but it's like the room to not lie, to be able to be in a state of happiness. Because that puts you in a state of a number 13 to where you're transforming certain things in the Ace of Cups. So I would say for the month of October is that making sure you really know what you know and making sure that you feel your emotions and understanding. So you won't just be like, okay, well, let me just do this, da, 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 trying to substitute the pain. That's why I said for the month of October, please make sure you ain't substituting the pain and making sure that you're in a defensive state. And making sure you're definitive, because I say you Two of Swords, indecision instead of decision. So making sure that you put in those clarities, those boundaries, those certain things out. So it's kind of like, look, so when you can see who's giving you what it is they're giving you, because on the bottom of the deck we got Six of Cups. So for some of y'all, this could be past life, this could be certain situations, it could be unfinished karma, or whatever the case may be. So for some of y'all, this is like awakening you to a different side of something. And up under here, we also got the Seven of Wands. So I told you be very clear about what it is that you want, state intentions with certain things, standing your ground, and knowing what it is that you need. All right, let's go. Sagittarius next. Let's go. And I don't think I'm gonna be doing this all the time. I'm really not. I'm really not. I'm really not. Okay. The good news is we got the Fool. Ow. Oh, the Magician. We got the Magician reverse. I like it though with the Fool reverse though, because you got the Hermit energy here. I like that though with the Fool here, because it's kind of like not taking some sort of opportunity or not seeing the value in something or whatever the case may be. Ooh, but you also got the Judgment and the Power. As I said, ugh, got some karmic lessons at play. Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Cups. We got the Three of Cups. Overall mood, we got the Eight of Wands. For some of y'all, it's kind of like y'all stopping or slowing yourself down. I would say that though, because you got a Knight of Cups energy at play. So United Cups is like a very selfish style type energy, though. It really is, though. Consumed with what it wants and what it needs, though. For the month of October, we got the Magician and the Judgment and the Tower, though. For some of y'all, I told y'all that it's like you're trying to manifest a calling and some newness, though. But if you are, I don't think I don't think you're letting divine do it, though, because Judgment is kind of like miscalculating something. Because the Magician, when it's not upright, it doesn't have all the elements necessary to make a wish or to call in ideally what it is that it needs to do, or whatever the case may be. So it's stopping it from, like, if this how I see it. If you was calling in something just called to be upright, Judgment in the Tower will be upright. That's why I said it's kind of like some of y'all are stopping something from necessarily coming into fruition ideally in your life, or something that you need by the misjudging or the lack thereof information that is there. You got Hermit. You got 7 cups with the Wheel of Fortune, though. For some of y'all, though, there's like options that is granted to you. Hermit is like the wisdom, ideally, though. Because I like when she got the laptop and she's closing it down. She's like, no. So this is what, for y'all, though, I think this is the option that has been granted to you, or going through certain times. Because it's like going through bad times and experiencing bad so much. 7 of Cups are really when it's really not. And then you also got the Fool here as well. And you got Queen of Cups and the 3 of Cups. I'll tell you that could be certain things that need to be cut off or cut out. That is friends who celebrate ideally just necessarily bad behavior. The 3 of Cups energy is also making some warranted criticism, though. And the Queen of Cups is a very emotional, displaced. I really don't feel myself. I'm actually happy style. It's like draining, though. So for some of y'all, that's why I said for the month of October, it's kind of like y'all slowing certain things down from necessarily happening in your life. So if it's like being emotionally fulfilled and celebrating that, some of y'all are like, nah, I'm good. I know how this shit plays out. Because I've been going through this too, divine. It's like, you keep taking the goddamn cups. Like, so you keep taking the cups, ideally, though. And for some of y'all, know that Tower type moment, because the chaos that comes from burning something down or letting something go, ideally, though, you won't. So that's the resistance, because Tower type moments doesn't always have to be bad. It just exposes ideally what needs to be changed. So, on that note, Sagittarius, that is you. Let's get into Virgo. Then we got Aries up next. And then we got Cancer, Gemini, Capricorn, and Pisces. And I think we gotta get it out of the way. No, we gotta leave. We gotta leave. My bad. Damn, y'all just be trying to forget Libra. I'm sorry. The fuck? Alright, let's go. Alright, Virgos. Knight of Pentacles. Oh, man. You got Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Swords versus a 2 of Swords. So that means it is an Ace of Swords energy at play. I be telling people, stop talking about things that you ain't, stop talking about things that you ideally aren't ready to heal or to fix. Because you also have the 8 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. Oh shit, it's a card behind her. What's that? The Temperance. You got Temperance and 8 of Pentacles, and you got the 4 of Wands, though. I tell you, it's an Ace of Swords energy at play, but that energy there is kind of like stop talking about things that don't necessarily need to be talked about. Because when you constantly trying to communicate, it comes off in a state of tyrannical. It comes off, well, I know this person knows, or it feels this way, ideally, though, and it doesn't necessarily give room for growth. I will say that, though. Because you got 6 of Swords, Queen of Cups as well, reverse, 2 of Pentacles reverse, and the 10 of Cups. Overall mood is the 10 of Cups, though. So for some of y'all, though, y'all trying to work through a state of happiness, but you in a Wheel of Fortune type state. Wheel of Fortune also speaks of the harvest. Harvesting season, like epitome hits in Virgo season, where I was saying like the stagnant, that complacency type energy. If you were in the Nine of Pentacles reverse, it was time for you to let go. So you may have been in an overstock energy though. I tell you the Temperance card is like what gives you peace and ease, like where you're working on to soothe you, and what are you initially pouring into these cups. So if you're in the Wheel of Fortune type energy, reverse is kind of like, what am I harvesting in my life? Like, what necessarily needs to let go of? Like, what am I initially trying to put in work for? Because you got the Three of Swords here. I saw you, it's an Ace of Swords energy at play. So it's like communicating. They make me communicating from necessarily the same state. Because you have Four of Wands with a Six of Swords energies. That's a Nine of Swords at play or whatever. So Nine of Swords could be stress, insomnia, lack of sleep, or it could be reverse moving forward though. But you do have Four of Wands and the Six of Swords energy, so it's trying to partner up or necessarily repair this energy though and take conversations forward. But if you like, because this is the Two of Swords, because I told you in the thought process, the Three of Swords is there, no thoughts, feelings, anxious. In your feelings process, you got here, and the thoughts necessary, this is the truth. So it could be your truth versus somebody else's though, because you got Queen of Cups versus the Two of Pentacles, and juggling both sides is burning you out. So it's like, if you want to be heartbroken, be heartbroken, but if you don't, you don't. So if you're trying to reach the Ten of Cups, first off, figure out what necessarily makes you happy, because you got to put in the interest in this energy of soothing your peace, your messages from divine, putting in those places. Just because something feel good today don't mean it's gonna feel good tomorrow. So I would say that though, because the Wheel of Fortune, I told you, checking your harvest. What do you have necessarily in your life, and what are you trying to acquire when it comes to a state of peace? When you're ready to communicate, be ready to communicate. If you're communicating from a state of trying to worry about everybody else's happiness except for your own, you always feel like you're shortchanging yourself. All right. That is y'all advice for the month. Let's go. 26 falling. Let's go. Who's next, Aries? This is pretty good. Alright, don't look forward to it. Please don't. I'm gonna put the time in the bio. Put the times up in the bio. Aries, let me see what you got. Give me what you got for a pro chop. Please. Give me what you got for a pro chop. Hey. Give me what you got for a pro chop. Seven of Cups. I like this though. Seven of Cups, there could be some sobriety or sober thoughts or clear thoughts necessarily. It's like the energy of things coming into light. Ooh, we got Eight of Wands. But we got the Queen of Pentacles. Then we got the Seven of Wands, which put us back at the Ace of Wands. Then we got the Knight of Cups. And then we got the Knight of Swords. So it's like communicating. Let's see. We got King of Wands, the Devil reverse, the Ten of Swords reverse, the Sun, and the Magician. And then we got Four Swords. Let's put all these out and let's go. Ooh, what this is? 3, 3, 3, 3. That's 9. That's 10, 11. Ooh, karma. Karma balancing the scales. All right. Ooh. Okay. Eight of Swords is the first. Eight of Wands is the first card out in the Knight of Cups. For some of y'all, it's like moving fast in certain things, communication, or ideally with relationships, or love, or passion projects. So for some of y'all, it's like trying to get things done too quickly. I would say that though, it's like moving too fast. So ideally though, you ain't got a lot of pentacles to show that it's something that's longevity wise, because you got Queen of Pentacles. A Queen of Pentacles energy of place is like the energy of I want what I want, but ideally I don't care. I will say or state what it is that I need to do, because it's the King of Wands versus the Capricorn energy. It's like some of y'all may be going up against a dark force, or ideally dealing with somebody who has an abuse of power in those type of play, because this is like independently. Some of y'all, this is you against yourself, or you're going up against somebody who ideally has like a strong personality though, or somebody who ideally, because I tell you the King of Wands is the energy of a person who is anger, but he doesn't like, it's like it doesn't want to harm, but it doesn't want to commit, so it's more focused on itself. So same way that it could be equally harmful to you, you could be harmful to yourself. So that's why it says like the energy. You got Seven of Wands. Some of y'all are like very fluctuating, so it's like making a decision but not knowing necessarily what it is that you want. And you got Ten of Swords, and then you got the Sun though. So for some of y'all, it's the Magician and the Four of Swords. For some of y'all, you may be trying to acquire peace though. So I will say that though. For some of y'all, this is just trying to figure out how you acquire peace. Like, how do I call in what it is that I necessarily need? But for me, when I would say Queen of Pentacles is not reverse, is not a healing type energy. Queen of Pentacles is like the master of the earthly realm, knowing what it is that I want. Like, how can I see myself here, or whatever the case may be? Like, what do I want to grow with? Like, what am I bringing into my life before you get to the Empress style type energy? So for a lot of y'all, it's like you're moving too fast. You need to slow down because you're moving too fast, because you got 8 versus the 7, and that is the Ace of Wands. And I said this before, a lot of people were getting new beginnings, manifesting new beginnings, but having to start back at a place of where it seemed like you were taking a hit. So until you make a decision of what it is that you necessarily want and be able to stand your ground and draw that line in the sand, ideally though, when it comes to you and your happiness, it seems like this is something that you will always be fighting up against. It's not a devil energy. This is like independent. This is freedom from this. So for some of y'all, this may be trying to be free from a person of hold, or a person who ideally of who you used to be. But for some of y'all, this is a fluctuating energy. It already ended. It already happened when it comes to conversations. So for some of y'all, this is like mastering your own happiness, or finding out things that you want and how can you sustain them, not get them, sustain them. All right. That's y'all monthly advice. So let's go to, what's that, 3106. We got Cancer. That's Cancer, my bad. Girl, I wrote this shit my damn self. I was writing too fast. I wrote this shit my damn self. When y'all see me, my hair color be balanced out though. I want to cry. I just want to get on camera. It's a whole other subject for another day. I want to cry. I really did. I want to cry. All right, Cancer. Let's see what y'all got going. See what y'all need for the month. Overall advice. I want to cry. I really did. I want to cry. I'm like, man. Overall mood, 8 of Swords. Shit, I got that up so close. 8 of Swords. You got a Knight of Cups and a 10 of Cups, everything. Ooh. You also got Hermit and the Moon. 2 sister signs. Ooh. Sun in the Cap. King of Cups. Ooh. Style. 8 of Pentacles. And I need one more for the overall mood. 6 of Cups. Jesus. 6 of Cups energy necessarily speaks of where it's kind of like past commitment or past life or whatever the case may be. Because in a weekly reading, it was speaking of past life. Because I saw you got Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a person who ideally is not in a state of where it will give, or try to find itself around. And it's not like the most best supportive energy when it comes to starting or finishing relationship type things. So that's kind of like the people who you may be meeting. 6 of Cups, I'll tell you, this is like the past life type style. Like, what are you trying to bring into your life? Like, what are you trying to sustain, though? Because with the Knight of Cups and the Hermit, though, for some of y'all, this is like being gifted a sense of wisdom and understanding, like the truth of certain things that's being away. For some of y'all, you keep giving your cups to this 10 of Cups and the Sun. The sun and the devil don't go hand in hand. This is the shadow. This is the darker side of life. For some of y'all, this is being okay and content with this, though. This could be sobriety, trauma bonding, or tethered to just necessarily old path, old ways of doing things, though. So I will say this, though. For some of y'all, know it's like you keep giving your cups to a 10 of Cups energy or whatever the case may be. And it's like, it's already a 10. Stop giving it a cup. And that puts it into a devil style type energy, trying to control or harness the dynamic of happiness or understanding, though, or giving it away to people who like, oh yeah, we like giving your cup to people who necessarily don't need it. Because you also got the Fool here willingly, like, oh yeah, no problem. And then going to the King of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. For some of y'all, this is like necessarily working on the way you love the emotional manipulatory type aspects, though, because like if you're constantly giving your cup to people and a 10 of Cups energy, Like, it's already a 10. That puts it at the 11. And that's at the page. So that's what's kind of like, if you constantly giving your cups to the 10, it's like, why are you doing that, though? Like, you don't think I'm going to take advantage of this? So for some of y'all, though, it's kind of like, that's the energy, though. So I said, for some of y'all, though, that's like the energy of you learning this, though. Like, what is the idea of true happiness, family, understanding, like how it's life serving you, because you got the sister sign, which is Capricorn out here, though. So for some of y'all, it's like the dominance and the control. I would say that, though, like find out what necessarily makes you happy. So for the month of October, I would say it is also learning you, getting to know you in your past life instances, and wondering, like, why I keep giving my cup this. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that type of energy is so you won't be in the state of in the King of Cups, burnt out, so cold hearted, aloof, not knowing what it is that you need to necessarily do. Because it's a 10 of Pentacles, it's a 10 of Cups already in place. So it's like, why do you keep trying to give it a cup? Like, say that shit for a rainy day. Like, that is though, save it for a rainy day. Because that's how you put yourself in emotional exhaustion. So if you say that cup for a rainy day, and somebody's like, "Oh, I need that cup," you're like, "Okay, here you go, have my cup." Then you come like, "Oh no, I want to give because I'm a giver." People gonna take advantage of you. I would say people will continue to take advantage of your ass, and that's like the most fucked up thing. All right, okay, let's go. Geminis, let's see what y'all got on the road. Let's see what y'all got on the road again. Just so happy to be on the road again. All right. Tentacles first. Jesus. All right, okay. We got Wheel of Fortune. I like that though. We got the Fool. We got the Knight of Swords. I like this though. You got the Devil reverse. I like that as well. That's trifling. You got Six of Swords reverse. I don't like that. I don't like that with that Ten of Cups. I don't like that. I don't like that because you got Seven of Wands. Missing the pending. I don't like that. And that's why I love her. Shit. You got Two of Swords in the Chariot. You got Eight of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the High Priestess. Ooh. Ooh. You got the 11 too. Who had the 11? Aries had the 11. Balancing of the scales while we in Libra season, because I tell you, Libra is a very fickle energy. So whatever will be just will be just. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. So that's that type of energy. Overall mood, we got Ace of Cups over here with the High Priestess. Though for some of y'all know it's like y'all don't follow your intuition at certain things. So I would say that High Priestess could be a very duplicitous woman, so she could be a very sneaky, manipulative woman, or whatever the case may be when it comes to interest of who you give your love to, or how you show the sense of interest. Though she can be sneaky. The Wheel of Fortune with the Devil and the Six of Swords, though, when I say that reverse for some of y'all, though, this is like completing, finishing, and getting also a new beginning at something. But for some of y'all with the Ten of Cups, it's your independence. Like for some of y'all, it's like the Ten of Cups energy puts you in a place of to where it's like, I got it, damn. Like it's like not allowing somebody in. Like I'm good, I'll be by myself. The fuck, and like that's not a teamwork type energy for some of y'all though, because you got the Fool reverse. And you got Seven of Wands and the Two of Swords. For some of y'all, it's just making up your mind, though. I think freely because it's hardly any cups out here and they're reversed. And the only cup is here, I think it's listening to your own state and mind. So with the Fool, this could be a very folly type person that's like, I don't know, I don't care. It's like somebody that's not really open to the idea of something. So it sets, it draws this line in the sand, and I don't care. And it's like a la 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 la, like that type of energy. Fuck off, I don't hear you. And then when I need to say what I need to say, I will. And then it goes into the Chariot and the Eight of Cups. So for some of y'all, I kind of feel like this for the month of July, it's kind of like it's okay to be independent. It's okay to have a form of individuality. But when you have to worry about a family or other people or the state of happiness or understanding, figure out what it is that you want. So you won't have to keep returning back to the same environments and just say, I got it, damn, la la la, like that type of energy though. So that's why I said figuring out what it is that you necessarily want and being content with who you are, because divine or situations will be tugging you back to states to where you have to feel alone or not emotional accountable. So where you say, I'm by myself, I'm good. Fuck that shit. Da, 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 da. And when it comes to drag your ass back to that place of a state of alone, because it's not saying you like to be alone. That's like where you're not learning your lessons. So a lot of people be like, I don't really need that. Fuck these hoes. And they be like, well, why do you like being by yourself so much? You don't enjoy the company of good company? So it's like, okay, well, all right, okay, bam. And then it'll place you around it ideally, though. And you be like, la, 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 la. So that's why I said figure out what necessarily is comforting, ideally, to you. So you won't always constantly keep returning back to a state of saying, don't worry about it. Okay. All right, okay. All right. Who's next? Capricorn, and then we got Libra. Oh, shit, we got Capricorn, and then we got, wait a minute, Capricorn, and then we got Pisces. And then we got Libra. And then we got those. And then we got Libra. All right. All right, all right, all right. My head don't hurt no more. It was hurt. It was hurt bad. It was hurt really bad. Capricorn, Nine of Pentacles, Overstock. Overstock. Overstock, baby. You got Cherry. Okay. That just goes to show your sister sign. I mean, you, I said you gonna come out in full force. Somebody's shadow maybe out. They play. You got power reverse to the Ace of Wands. You got a lot of reversals though. Cherry. That's a forcefulness. Ooh. Ace of Swords versus the Nine of Swords. And then the Eight of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Then we got Three of Wands versus the Knight of Wands. Need one more. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Three of Cups. Mmm. On the bottom of the deck, we got Ace of Swords. This could be some cuss out energy, though. I will say that, though, because y'all got like a lot of volatile cards at play, though. With the Chariot and the Page of Swords, with the Nine of Swords, though, this is like a forcefulness, like defending or communicating or coming to a state of. For some of y'all, though, it's like the relinquishing control over certain things. It's like letting go. Chariot is more of a family style type card. They're y'all sister sign. So it's like the dynamic of happiness or how you want things to necessarily play out. So it's like communicating that. So for some of y'all, though, it's like being in a state of where it's like communicating this because it's like stressful when you don't speak. For some of y'all, though, it's maybe it's the way of what you say gets you in situations, though, because you got Three of Cups reversed as well. Because Three of Cups can be knowing when to cut the parties off or not, like cutting people out or cutting substances or things out of your life. Ideally, though, it will say that though, because with the Three of Cups, it does speak of unwarranted criticism or people who ideally speak too soon. Because I saw you the Page of Swords energy is also learning what not to say and when to say though. Because you got power reverse. I would say that though. Ten of Pentacles versus the Queen of Pentacles. For some of y'all though, if it's a matter that could be needing fixing, like this is where I'm not saying this to be mean. Don't get mad because you got Ace of Wands reverse and you got Three of Wands versus the Knight with Two of Wands energy at play. When I say Capricorn is always in everybody's business, I don't say this like necessarily to be mean. The time when you need to do something, and I say this about all cardinal signs, when somebody needs you to do something, you don't do it because you done been and did it, and that's when that rank come off. I did this and I did this, I did blah blah, I didn't ask you to do. So when the time you need to execute this, Ten of Pentacles versus the Queen of Pentacles. Healing or fixing or saying, you know what, like letting things go into total oblivion. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. Like being in that stubborn state type energy, it necessarily don't work. And that's where it seems like it could eat away at y'all to where you're like, no, I'm gonna do this. where the shadowy parts of you is out and about. So you got the Ace of Wands and the Three of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So this is like, oh, you know what? I don't even care. So it's like every man for themselves type environment to where it's like, shit, I know how to survive in this. Fuck off. Like that type of energy though. So that's why I said if you don't check this energy, the Three of Cups, the people who are around you or knowing when to cut them out or how to entertain them, because I told you the shadows are out and a lot of people are in the place of, well, you know, it ain't no problem. Let me hang with this motherfucker. Let me do this, let me do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let me hang with this motherfucker. And then you're not knowing when to cut it off or knowing when to or knowing how far to go with certain things that put you in a position of. So when you need to speak up or say something or be in that position or whatever the case may be, you don't. So that's like a conundrum, right? That's the conundrum of being a cardinal sign. So that's what I said. For the month of, it's figuring out your voice and learning what it is ideally from the happiness of others, learning how to utilize your sister sign energy, that Cancerian energy if you're trying to build in a state of family or understand, not being in the devil type energy, whether if you want a sexual fling or this or making yourself happy from those states of feeding your shadow and not ideally your higher self. So that's why I said some you want, some you won't. Get it. But making sure that you making sure that you have the support ideally that you try to give off to others. Okay? So making sure you got this. So you won't be out here just okay, because that came up in Cancerian reading. It did. Alright, okay, let's go Pisces. Last card out, we got Libra. 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 There it goes. Alright, Pisces, let's see what y'all got going on. Alright, let's go. Ace of Cups. Ooh. Who you trying to get a cup to? You got Five of Swords, the Moon, and the Emperor. Chariot and the Eight of Cups. The Lover's reverse. God damn, I would be the person who got everybody. Like I usually normally don't say signs, but damn. Temperance. Y'all got Pisces, your sign, Cancer, Gemini, Sag, and Aries, and Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Y'all would be the person who have everybody in your goddamn spread. Okay. Alright, okay, let's go. You got Five of Swords though, and you got the Chariot and the Eight of Wands. You got the Eight of Cups. This energy could be a fight to get away from something though. It's like fighting for a sense of peace of happiness though. But it could be a state of where it's like defending or necessarily trying to win something though. I will say that though. You have the Moon. It could be dealing with some sort of truth, but you also got the Lovers and the Nine of Swords though. The Lovers is kind of like not a card out of the deck. The Chariot reverse is a very forceful type style, so it's kind of like it can be very forceful though. So for some guys though, it's like not an agreeable understanding though when it comes to like letting go of the worry or strife though. So for some of y'all this month you could be going up against, I don't know, what are you going up against? You got Emperor, Two of Swords, and the King of Swords, and the Three of Wands though. For some guys though, I think this energy here where if you stay into flight or fight or flight type mode, you will be in a state of a you will still be in a raunchy type mode where you will be cruel and mean and demanding. Where you hear me say like Pisces are mean, and people are gonna be playing where I be like they be constantly trying to get that cup away to everybody else, and then when it's time for them, they don't have that, so they be very mean. But some of y'all, this is mastering that sense of peace. Some of y'all, it's like going up to a judge, waiting in a judgment though. So for some of y'all though, it could be dealing with that though. It's like you were waiting, traveling, planning for it though. It's like y'all can't come into a set of an agreement though. Like you really can't. So I it could be that though. It could be that. I would say that though for somebody else. But yeah, that's why I said for the month of October, just work on like necessarily pouring into people who want to pour into you. People who want to say, that's your pun. no, I don't want to get in it, just look good. And like make it like somebody who matches that energy that's like, no, I look good, I just like it. You like, get in. They're like, no. Because they know how like it could turn. But for some of y'all, I would say that no, like, ooh, just watch the fight or flight mode, because some of y'all are like in an aggressive type state where it can turn into just you will stay in that rambunctious type mode. It's like, I got a point to prove. And it's just like, all right, all right, all right. It's kind of like that though. It's like, all right, all right, all right, all right. So that's what's up for the month of October. Make sure that make sure that it's not like in a rush kind of thing. But you got the emperor position, so it's like holding that position of poise and control. From a word play from the king of swords, it can be very cruel. So just figure it out. Okay. Libra is the last one. We made it all the way to Feather 21. Yay! Okay. Libra. What y'all need? What you need? What you need? What is hidden from? What is hidden from? Ooh, what's that they feel? The magician. Ooh, King of Swords. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Okay. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You got King of Cups, Eight of Wands, Two of Wands. That's a Ten of Wands energy at play. You got Seven of Pentacles though up under that King of Cups. You also got the Star. And you got the Page of Wands, the Nine of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Alright, and what else? Whew. Three of Swords reversed. Let's go. And the Ace of Pentacles. On the bottom of the deck, in your side, you got Nine of Pentacles. For some of y'all, I tell you Nine of Pentacles, it's like letting certain things go. But you got women. I knew one of y'all. That's why I said you got Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and the Five. That is the new beginning. Look at the Ace of Pentacles. You got 9 versus 10. That's what? That's one. This is this Ace of Pentacles. Why I say a lot of people manifest the new beginnings, but at the same time, they keep doing the same thing and they got to be able to relinquish. Libra is the energy of the just, the balance, and understanding. So you got to know what it is that you're willing to give up. Like what you're trying to give up, because Nine of Pentacles is like being overly fulfilled. It's kind of like a more selfish type card or whatever the case may be when it comes to happiness or certain things. It's gonna go this way. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. So it's like, what are you willing to give? What are you willing to move or to lose? What are you willing to move in your life without it being necessarily feeling like a loss? What are you willing to let go of? Because you got Five of Wands though. This could be some argument or some competitiveness going in a family type state though when it comes to happiness or the emotional abuse though. So this is where some of y'all feel like you're in a space of, if you're in a relationship or marital or trying to call in relationships, like this is where the focus of money is necessarily coming from. Because it's kind of like, shit, I'm straight by me. I'm cool with me or whatever the case may be. But Five of Wands is not like the nicest of energy. It's like jealousy. It's like fighting. It's just stupid. It's like stupid. It's stupid arguments or fight, especially if it's like in the workplace or the dynamic. Though it's kind of like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And if it's like about money or contractual obligations, it's like if you're really trying to see if it's like you got to be able to willing to lose something. Like, what are you willing to? I ain't gonna say lose. I'm not saying it though. What are you willing to go without about? Especially when it comes into money and happiness though, because if this got something to do with family, it's too much money here. I tell you, business and personal trying to kind of sometimes goes awry, especially when money is on the table. Or whatever the case may be. It was something about your overall happiness or whatever. Because ten of Cups reverse is a very emotional abusive. It's like dysfunction or whatever the case may be. So for some of y'all, this is like thriving in an area, but at the same time, you want to be independent, but at the same time, accepting or wanting some hand or offer, because it doesn't always have to be with money. It could be an assistance. It could be handing. Like this could be a person ideally though. So that's what I say. It could be anything. All right, okay. We got King of Cups though. We got the Seven of Pentacles and the Star. For some of y'all, this is like coming emotionally. It's the card behind her. It's like working on emotional fulfillment, though, even when you're not happy, though. Even when you can't see the things that you want to see. You got Eight of Wands, and you also got Pages of Wands with the Nine of Swords, though. That's why I said for some of y'all, this is like working on the negatives and not necessarily like trying to hash it out the negatives. It's working through your own negative emotions because you got King of Pentacles versus the Three of Swords, though. So it's like learning to let go and like not rehash because 10 of well, your mama did this. Your daddy did this. It's like it's an ongoing argument. If this is the work, well, I did this in the goddamn project, and I did this, and you did it. It's like that, and it's like, okay, we get it, or whatever the case may be. Where like me, I. It's like that to where it's kind of like we get it, but how can we change the narrative? So that's why I said for some of y'all though, this is like learning how to work on the negatives. Things you see negatives that you can turn into positives though, because this Page of Wands energy always likes to speak of the negative. It doesn't have to be it's a person, but it's also redirecting the conversation to where it doesn't put you in a state of worry. And I told you your sister sign is Aries. So for some of y'all though, that's like it could be a personal ideally or something that's like learning how to change that narrative. It's like I don't want to. I'm good. So for some of y'all, it's the love of money. I told you money, if like you going through conflicting situations, money is a power and a drug within itself. More money, more problems. And it's not more problems like necessarily dealing with people, but it's ideally though, you know what comes with necessarily chasing fame or bag. That's what comes with it though. It's always gonna come with sacrifices and hard work and sacrifices where you always have to give or lose or miss out on something. That's why you see people who become so successful at a certain age. They really sometimes they really recognize that okay, damn, okay, all right, I got everything that it is that I need. I got everything that it is that I want, but what is it that I need? So it can be very hard to maintain. I would say that though. So for the month of October, it is you figuring out what it is necessarily that it is that you want. What is your idea of happiness? How do you deal with the negatives that's within you or around you without necessarily trying to say no, 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 and playing devil's advocate? Like, how do you deal with that? What are you willing to necessarily let go of? Because I told y'all are the masters of saying, I'm okay, I'm okay, all right, and the whole time you be like, get mad. So that's why I say you gotta work. So you won't be so it won't come out with a nice nasty sense. And somebody's like, what the fuck? What the hell? Or whatever case may be. So that's what I said. Working on it. Overall, y'all, we're gonna get y'all 3 cards. Overall, knowledge, and we're gonna wrap this up. What we got? There we go. Tower, Queen of Wands, and okay, all right. Ooh. Okay. Ugh. Tower, Queen of Wands, and we got the Ace of Cups though. For some of y'all, I would say that though, because you also got Page of Cups and the Devil. I said that though, shadow work is at its prime, and you got 9 of Pentacles versus the 9 of Cups. Overall, that I got for the rest of y'all though, Tower moments are necessarily not bad though. Tower moments, I think that's like the Scorpionic card. I don't know if it's Judgment or that one. I think so. Tower moments necessarily exposes what necessarily needs to come to the light. So if you constantly going through chaos or drama, when it's like with a loved one or a person, ideally, is something that you want. It's like trying to figure out, like if, like when I tell people when you go through those big arguments, ideally though, it's like if you so focused on control and trying to force somebody to, oh, let's say I'm sorry. I will give you the half-ass apology and I'll be insincere about it, but at the same time, I'm still holding on to something. Sorries don't change it. It's just emotionally hearing it. For some people, they like to hear those sorry from a control type state. It doesn't necessarily change that though. So a lot of people fail to recognize those tower chaotic type moment exposes certain things, because if you see this tower comes and this Queen of Wands is ready to do something about it, and you get to that Ace of Cups, what happens? You start seeing the dishonesty, the control, the independence, the freedom that you can have. If not, if you don't let like the chaos or certain things that necessarily comes into play, because I forgot the Knight of Pentacles over here. If you don't let those things happen, how will you ever see this energies at play? As I told you, the double energy is a very stronghold type energy. Well, no, you're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. No, I said this. No, it's okay. Da, 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 da. So if you never let those moments ideally happen, how will you know what is how will you know ideally what is going on? Damn, I ain't writing down Libras. I ain't write that down. So I didn't write that down for Libras. I have to watch this back at the end. But yeah, that's why I said other than that, shit, I gotta hear wrap this up. Alright, okay, we almost there. Okay. So that's why I said those power moments ideally ain't always bad. Now, if you know somebody that always just like to be in tower moments of chaos, that's when you saying like, okay, I gotta cut this motherfucker off. I really do. So that's why I said each time for the month, it's just necessarily working on certain things and getting things out or whatever. You got confidence is the key to your success. Communication is key. Like I said, people talk, let them talk. I'm saying people tell you who they are before they show you who they are. I believe it just show you first and they tell you second, but you just gotta be wise enough to pay attention. A win-win outcome is on the forecast and emotions are running high. I think we might go with the full moon that's in Libra since it's Libra season. So let's go with it. And that was the last one that we ended on. So okay, that's 80. Wait a minute, that's 80, 80, 80. Okay, here we go. Bam. Let's go so we can wrap this up. The full moon in Libra is the sign of partnership, of falling in love and closely relating to someone else. Since the full moons are all about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason and sometimes for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card also refers to a professional relationship. There's a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with giving and taking. Doing so might be the answer to your question. Let go of that which is falling away. See the other person's through the eyes of love, and it will change your perspective. It is time for you to make a firm decision. Time for you to focus on yourself for a while. Look after yourself, but avoid vanity. Now is a great time for a makeover. No matter when you pull this card and full moon, it encourages you to find balance between your desires and those people around you. Balance is a very Librian energy, and the full moon brings it to its peak. Dramas and upset bring partnerships to the fore. Libra energy also brings love energy, and negotiations are easier. Bam. So on that note, I can tell y'all everything I had to give y'all for this full hour. Hopefully this helps y'all out. I'm gonna upload this jump. I gotta play this jump back. And I gotta play this jump back so I can timestamp Libra. I'm gonna put it in there, all signs, timestamp, monthly advice. Hopefully I gave y'all what you need. So don't be looking out for no mid-monthlies. The weekly reading is up. The link is in the bio if you want to check out some blog posts I did. Tell a friend, run on my website or whatever the case may be. All my social media things is there, whatever the case may be. So that's it. So that's all I gotta say. So that's it.